Hi, Alex. My name is Nurse Bob. How are you today?
I'm having some issues with my asthma and I was hoping to get some help.
Asthma, huh? Well, asthma is a very common condition in kids. To really understand what is going on in your body, it might be helpful for you to learn a little bit about your respiratory system and how it works. I'll call in the pediatrician, Dr. Axe, to see if he can help us with that.
Hi, Alex. I'm Dr. Thor Axe. Nurse Bob was telling me that your asthma is bothering you, and that you want to learn about how your respiratory system works and why your asthma might be causing you to not feel well.
That would be great, thanks.
Let's start with the basics. Did you know that every living thing is made up of cells? That includes your body, Alex. In fact, your body is made up of trillions of cells. And each one of those cells needs oxygen to function properly. Each cell also produces a waste product called carbon dioxide that needs to be removed. So our bodies have a system to bring in oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide. That system is the respiratory system.
Okay, that makes sense. So how exactly does the respiratory system bring oxygen in and get carbon dioxide out of the body?
Great question. Oxygen, which is one of several different gases found in air, is brought into your body and carbon dioxide released from your body in a process called breathing. Let's follow the path that these gases take as they travel through your respiratory system. Where's the first place that air enters your body?
The nose and the mouth?
That's right. Air enters your body through your nose and mouth. From there, it passes through the trachea, which is also called the windpipe. The trachea is the hard tube at the front of your neck.
Is that where the food you swallow goes to?
Food and liquids travel down a different tube that is behind the trachea called the esophagus. The esophagus carries the things you eat or drink down to your stomach. The trachea, on the other hand, leads to the lungs. The trachea branches into two smaller tubes called the bronchial tubes, one on the left and one on the right side of your body. The bronchial tubes continue to branch into smaller and smaller tubes that are called bronchioles. At the very end of the bronchioles are tiny air sacs called alveoli.
How does oxygen get out of the alveoli into all the cells in our body that need it?
Good question, Alex. Alveoli are wrapped in tiny blood vessels. When you breathe in, air fills the alveoli, and then the oxygen passes through the wall of the alveoli into those blood vessels. Red blood cells carry that oxygen around the body to your cells. The red blood cells also pick up the waste gas, carbon dioxide, and carry it back to the alveoli. When you breathe out, you release the carbon dioxide into the air. It's really a pretty efficient system.
Okay, let me see if I can remember all that. Air enters the body through the mouth and the nose, then goes to the trachea. The trachea splits into two smaller tubes called bronchial tubes, which branch into even smaller tubes called bronchioles that have alveoli at the end. The alveoli are where the oxygen enters the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry the oxygen throughout our bodies and carry carbon dioxide made by our cells back to the alveoli. When we breathe out, the carbon dioxide gets released into the air. Is that correct?
Yes, good job.
So, how does breathing actually work? How does the air get sucked into our respiratory system when we inhale?
Another great question, Alex. There's a big sheet-like muscle below your lungs called the diaphragm. The diaphragm helps you get air into and out of your lungs by moving up and down. Try taking a deep breath. Can you feel a stretching feeling in your abdomen? That is the diaphragm moving downwards, or contracting. That contraction causes air to be pulled into your lungs as you inhale. When your diaphragm relaxes, it pushes up against the lungs and you breathe out.
Okay, I can feel my diaphragm moving downward when I breathe in. So why does breathing become so much harder when I have an asthma attack?
Asthma is a condition that occurs when a part of your respiratory system doesn't work as well as it should. When people have asthma, their airways tend to react strongly to certain substances that are breathed in, which can trigger an asthma attack. During an attack, the muscles around the airways tighten and the lining of the airways swell, which make it much harder to breathe properly. That's why you don't feel well when you are having an asthma attack. Do you know what some common triggers are for an asthma attack?
I know a lot of things can cause me to have an asthma attack. My asthma definitely gets worse when I'm around smoke or my friend's cat, and sometimes if I have a cold, too.
Those are very common triggers for an asthma attack. Some other common triggers include exercise, cold weather, and anxiety. Well, I hope this has helped your understanding of the respiratory system and asthma. When the student scientists visit the Science Adventure Lab, they will learn even more about the respiratory system and asthma. It was nice talking to you, Alex.
Thanks for your help, Dr. Axe. I learned a lot.